Ethics in health research is a fundamental aspect of conducting studies involving human participants or sensitive health informations. It ensures that the rights, safety, and well-being of participants are protected, while also promoting integrity and credibility of the research. Ethical considerations guides researcher in making responsible decisions from designing the study and obtain informed consent to collecting, managing, and report data. Understanding and applying ethical principle is essential not only to comply with legal and professional standards but also to maintain public trust and advance knowledge in a responsible and respectful manner. Good day, everyone. Good day, future nurses, and good day, researcher. Our topic for today is ethics in health research. These are our learning objectives, explain the meaning of the universal ethical principles, discuss the different element of research ethic and some major consideration, discuss some important guidelines in designing and administering informed consent forms. Research involving human participants refers to any study in the social science, biomedical fields, behavioral science, or epidemiology that involves the systematic collections or analysis of data from people. The purpose of the such research is to generate new knowledge that can improve understanding, inform policies, or enhance health well-being. Because it involves human subjects, special attentions must be given to ethical principles to protect participants' rights, safety, and dignity throughout the study. Involvement of human participants occurs when individuals are directly or indirectly affected by a research study. This can happen through manipulations, intervention of observations by investigators, or by changes made to their environments. It also includes situations where participants become individually identifiable through the collections, preparations, or use of their biological materials, medical records, or other personal data. Recognizing this involvement is important to ensure that participants' privacy, rights, and well-being are protected throughout the research process. Universal principle of research ethics, we have respect for persons, beneficence, and justice. So, isa-isahin po natin sila. Respect for person and community, autonomy, and self-determinations are fundamental ethical principles in health research. They refer for respecting persons' ability to make their own choices and decisions about participation in the study. This includes honoring the dignity of individuals, acknowledging the values of the community and local culture, and protecting those whose autonomy is impaired or diminished, such as the children, the elderly, or vulnerable populations. Society has a responsibility to safeguard dependent or vulnerable individuals from harm or abuse, ensuring that all participants are treated with respect, fairness, and care throughout the research process. Beneficent is an important ethical principle in health research that focuses protecting the physical, mental, and social well-being of the study participants. Researchers have an ethical obligation to maximize the benefits and minimize potential harms. This involves using a sound research design and ensuring that investigators are competent and well-trained. Beneficent also incorporates non-maleficence, meaning do no harm, and consider benefits for the broader community. The primary responsibility of the researcher is to safeguard the welfare of the participant throughout the study. Justice is an ethical principle that requires researcher to treat each person fairly and in accordance with what is morally right, ensuring the participant receive what is due to them. In research, this includes distributive justice, which means the equitable distribution of both the burdens and benefits of the participating in a study. Special attention must be given to protect vulnerable groups from exploitations, and researchers should avoid practices that could worsen existing injustices or create new inequalities. Justice ensures that the research is conducted fairly and responsibly for all the participants. These are the elements of research ethic: the social value, informed consent, vulnerability of the research participant, the risks, benefits, and safety, privacy and confidentiality of informations, justice, and transparency. We take look of it one by one. Starts with the social value. Is an ethical principle that emphasizes the research involving human participant is justified only if it has scientific and social significance. A study has social value when it can generate knowledge and provides means to protect or improve people's health. This includes ensuring that the research is relevant to a community or national needs and that there is a suitable plan to disseminate the findings to the appropriate audience or recipients. Research with social value ensures that the effort and risk of participants contribute meaningfully to the society. To reflect social value in research proposal, the significance of the study should be clearly described in the protocol, including an accurate and updated account of their social or health problem being addressed and an explanation of how the study could help provide solutions. The study design and methodology must be robust and scientifically valid to ensure that the research can generate reliable information supporting the study's objectives. Additionally, a dissemination plan should be included, specifying how the result will be shared and identifying the intended audience or beneficiaries. Together, these elements demonstrate the research has meaningful social and scientific value. Informed consent is the process by which a competent potential participants voluntarily decide to take part in the research study after being provided with and understanding all the relevant informations. It ensures that the participants are not subject to coercions, undue influence, or inappropriate inducement. Key elements of informed consent includes voluntariness, meaning the decision is made freely, comprehensibility of information, and meaning it is represented participants' native language in a clear, non-technical terms and capacity to decide, ensuring that the participants is of legal age and sound mind. This process is fundamental to respecting participants' autonomy and protecting their rights in the research. For participants who are incapable of giving informed consent or have diminished capacity to do so, researcher must take every effort to obtain the participant assent in addition to the consent of legally authorized representative or LAR. Assent refers to the participant's agreement to take part in the research, giving voluntarily by a minor or another individuals who cannot fully provide informed consent. This process ensures that even vulnerable participants have a voice in their participations while still protecting the rights and well-being through the oversight of responsible adults or guardians. Informing potential participant is more than just reading or reciting a written document. Researcher must communicate the information in a way that matches the participant capacity and level of understanding, whether orally, in writing, or through other suitable modes of communications. The goal is to ensure the participants truly understand the study, its risks, benefits, and their rights so they can make an informed and voluntary decision about participations. This approach respects participants' autonomy and promotes ethical research practices. The researcher must ensure that each prospective participant fully understands the information provided about the study. Participants should be given the opportunity to ask questions, and the researcher is responsible for answering them honestly, promptly, and completely. This process helps participants make an informed and voluntary decisions about whether to participate, reinforcing respect for their autonomy and promoting ethical conduct in research. Vulnerable research participants require special protections because certain characteristics or circumstances make them more susceptible to harm or exploitations. Vulnerable individuals are those who are relatively or absolutely unable to decide for themselves whether to participate in a study. This may be due to physical or mental disabilities, poverty, unequal power relationship, marginalization, or other factors that increase the risk of harm. Recognizing vulnerability ensures that the researcher take extra precautions to protect their rights and well-being and autonomy throughout the research process. Vulnerable groups should generally not be included in research unless two conditions are met. First, the study must necessary to promote the welfare of the population represented by the vulnerable groups. Second, the research cannot be conducted on non-vulnerable person or group to achieve the same objectives. These safeguards help ensure the vulnerable participants are not exposed to unnecessary risks and that their inclusion is ethically justified. These are the vulnerable populations that is plus on your screen. Caution is required when obtaining informed consent from participants who are in independent relationship with the researcher, such as students, employees, or patients. In these situations, there is a risk that consent may be influenced by duress, pressure, or undue influence. Researcher must take extra care to ensure that participation is fully voluntary, that participation understand they can refuse or withdraw without any negative consequences, and that the consent is conducted in a way that protects their autonomy and rights. Risk benefits Risk, benefits, and safety are key consideration in ethical research. A study is justified only if there is a reasonable likelihood that a population from the participants are drawn will benefit from the research. Before conducting any research involving human participants, there must be a careful assessment of predictable risks, burdens, and foreseeable benefits, both for the participant themselves and for others who may be affected. This ensures that the research is conducted safely and that the potential benefits outweigh any risks. Researcher must take every precaution to minimize any negative impact of a study on the participants' physical, mental, or social well-being. Research should only be conducted if there's an acceptable balance between potential benefits and risks, commonly referred to as the benefit-risk ratio, and if the participants have the opportunity to access favorable outcomes from the research. This approach helps protect participants and ensures that studies are ethically justified. When research involves individuals who are capable of giving informed consent, any interventions that do not offer direct benefit to the participants must carry no greater risk than routine medical or psychological examinations. Minor increases in a risk may be allowed only if there is a strong scientific and medical justification for them and approval has been granted by the Research Ethics Committee. This ensures that participants are protected from unnecessary harm while allowing ethically justified research to advance knowledge. Research involving human participant is ethically justified only if there is a reasonable likelihood that the populations from which participants are drawn will benefit from the study. Before conducting such research, investigations or investigators must perform a careful assessment of predictable risks, burdens, and foreseeable benefits to both the participants and others who may be affected. This ensures that the study is scientifically sound, ethically responsible, and designed to maximize the benefits while minimizing the harm. Minimal risk is a classification used in a research-described study in which the probability and magnitude of harm or discomfort expected are no greater than those encountered in a daily life or during routine physical or psychological examinations or tests. This means that the participation in the study possesses little to no additional risk beyond what individuals normally experience, making it ethically easier to justify the research. Researchers must take every precaution to minimize any negative impact of a study on participants' physical or psychological well-being. Research should only proceed if there is an acceptable benefit-risk ratio, meaning the potential benefits to participants or society outweigh the possible harm. This principle ensures that the study are conducted ethically and the participants are protected from unnecessary risks. When research is ethically and scientifically justified among individuals capable of giving informed consent, and interventions that not provide direct benefits to the participants should involve no greater probability or magnitude of risk than routine medical or psychological examinations. This is considered minimal risk. Slight or minor increases in risk may be allowed only if there is a strong scientific or medical justification for the increase, and approval has been obtained from the Research Ethics Committee. This ensures that the participants are protected from unnecessary harm while allowing ethically justified research to advance knowledge. Privacy and confidentiality of information are essential ethical considerations in research. Researchers must follow the principle of transparency, legitimate purpose, and proportionality when collecting, storing, and processing personal information. In accordance with the Data Privacy Act of 2012, participant rights to privacy must be respected at all times, and confidentiality must be maintained unless disclosure is required by the law. Any records that link individuals to specific data should never be released, ensuring that the participants' personal information is protected throughout the study. Researchers must avoid identifying individuals or groups if sharing information could expose them to harm or stigma, unless the disclosure is legally required. In some research methods, such as focus group discussions, it may not be possible to guarantee confidentiality or anonymity. In these cases, researchers should ensure that the nature of the study and the questions asked are unlikely to cause significant harm, even if confidentiality or anonymity is compromised. This approach protects participants while allowing the research to proceed ethically. Researchers must include data protection plan in the study protocol, clearly describing the steps that will be taken to safeguard the data. These include measures to control access to the data and protect the identities and privacy of the respondents. Such planning demonstrates respect for participant right to privacy and ensures that confidentiality is maintained throughout the research process. Justice in research emphasizes fairness and equity. Distributed justice requires the both burdens and the benefits of the participation are distributed fairly among participants. Researchers or research should not worsen existing health or social inequities, and efforts should be made to ensure that individuals and communities have access to the benefits arising from the study. Upholding justice ensures that the research is conducted responsibly and benefits are shared appropriately. Research must ensure fair selection of the study populations, including the choice of participants, sampling methods, and a group assignment. All participants should receive appropriate care and attentions regardless of their economic status, gender, race, or creeds. Additionally, there must be compensations for any harm that result from participants or participation in the study. This measure upholds the ethical principle of justice by promoting fairness, equity, and protections for all the research participants. Research participants should be reimbursed for expenses such as lost earnings, travel costs, and other costs incurred while taking part of the study. If the study does not offer direct benefits, participants may receive a reasonable incentive for their time, inconvenience. However, payment should not be so large they can create undue inducement, potentially influencing participants to join the study against their better judgment. This ensures that compensation is fair while preserving voluntary and informed participations. Transparency is a key principle of ethical research. All parties involved in a study should be open and clear about matters relating to their roles and responsibility. Transparency builds confidence in the research process, even when the privacy and anonymity must be maintained for sensitive information. It includes the disclosure of research results, ensuring the findings are shared openly and honestly with stakeholders, participants, and the broader community. Researchers must be transparent about all aspects of the study that could affect the rights, health, or safety of participants. They must also disclose any information that could influence participants' decisions to provide or withhold informed consent. By being open about these factors, the researcher ensures that the participants can make fully informed and voluntary decisions about their involvement, which is essential for conducting ethical research. Disclosure of research results to participants should only occur when all the following conditions are met. The findings are scientifically valid and confirmed, they have significant implication from the participants' well-being, and there is a readily available course of actions to address any concern arising from the result. This ensures that the sharing result is ethical, meaningful, and actionable, avoiding unnecessary confusions or harm to participants. Transparency also requires researchers to disclose any affiliations, financial interests, or other loyalties that could affect their objectivity or integrity of their research. These potential conflicts of interest must be openly communicated to ensure that the research process and outcomes are trustworthy. By doing so, researcher upholds the ethical standards and maintaining the credibility and reliability of their work. When conducting ethical research, several factors must be carefully considered. The research protocol should be thorough, scientifically sound, and ethically justified. The qualification of the researcher, including appropriate educations, training, and experience, must ensure competence in conducting the study. The adequacy of the facilities is important to support control procedures and safeguard the well-being of participants. Finally, community involvement is essential, showing respect for local traditions and culture, promoting community empowerment, and acknowledging the contribution of those who participate. These elements collectively uphold ethical standards and the integrity of the research. These are the essential informations in the informed consent. The source is from the National Ethics Guidelines for Health and Health-Related Research. Essential information for obtaining informed consent includes several key points. The individual must be informed that they are invited to participate in the research study. They should know the principal, who are the principal or principal investigator is, and the institutions they represent. Participants should also understand why and how they were selected for the study. Importantly, they must be told that they are free to refuse participation without any penalties or loss of benefits which they are otherwise entitled. This information ensures that consent is truly informed and voluntary. When obtaining the informed consent, participants should be informed about the purpose of the research and the specific procedure that will be carried out by the researcher. They should also understand how the study differs from routine medical or health care. Additionally, participants need to know the expected duration of their involvements, including the number and length to visit to the research site. Providing these informations help ensure the participants can make a fully informed and voluntary decisions about taking part in the study. Participants must be informed any foreseeable risks, pain, discomfort, or inconvenience that may arise from participating in the research, whether affecting them directly or indirectly. They should also understand any direct benefits they might receive from participations. Additionally, participants should be made aware of the expected benefits of the research, the community, for society at large, including contribution to scientific knowledge, which are considered indirect benefits. This transparency helps participants weigh the risks and benefits before providing informed consent. Participants should be informed about any compensation, including the amount of money or type of material goods they will receive for participating in the study. They should also know whether any intervention found to be safe and beneficial will be made available to them after completing the study, including when and how it will be provided and whether they will be expected to pay for it. Providing these informations ensure that the participations can make fully informed decisions about their involvement. Participants should be informed about the measure in place to protect their privacy and ensures the confidentiality of records that identify them. This include any documentation of the participants or participation such as photos, audio recording, or transcript of interviews. Clearly explaining these protections help participants feel secure that their personal information will be handled and responsibly and ethically throughout the research process. Participants should be informed about any legal or other limits to the researcher's ability to maintain confidentiality, as well as the possible consequences if confidentiality is breached. They must be also made aware that they are free to withdraw from the research at any time without having to provide a reasons and without facing any penalty or loss of benefits which they are entitled. This information ensures that the participants understand their rights and can make a fully voluntary and informed decisions about the participations. Participants should inform about the sponsor of the research, the institutional affiliations of the researchers, and the nature of the sources of funding for the study. They should be also understand the potential research uses of their medical or health records, as well as the future use and final disposition of any biological specimen provided. Additionally, participants need to know where and how the specimen will be stored and for how long. Providing this information ensures transparency and allows participants to make fully informed and voluntary decisions about their involvement. Participants should be informed if commercial products may be developed from the biological specimen they provide. They should also told whether they will receive any monetary or benefits from the developments or commercializations of such product. This disclosure ensures transparency, allowing participants to make an informed decisions about contributing their specimen to the research. Participants should be informed about the extent of the researcher responsibility to provide any needed services related to their participation in the study. This includes whether treatment and rehabilitation will be provided free of charge for specific types of research-related injuries or complications arising from the study. Clearly communicating these responsibilities help ensure participants understand the protections and supports available to them, fostering the trust and ethical conduct in the research. Participants should be informed that the research protocol has been approved or clearly by PREB accredited research ethics committee. They also be provided a contact informations for designated person who can respond to inquiries regarding the details of the protocol, human rights participants, related concern or grievances, and management of research-related injuries. This ensures that participants have access to support and accountability throughout the study, reinforcing ethical oversights and participants' protections. As a general rule, documentations of informed consent involves the actual signature or thumb mark of the participants on the consent form. When using a written form is not feasible or culturally unacceptable, an alternative may be a detailed descriptions of the consent process attested by the witness. However, these alternative methods must receive prior approval from the Research Ethics Committee. These measures ensures that consent is properly documented while respecting participants' circumstances. The quality of research is ensured through several key mechanisms. A well-prepared research protocol provides a clear, scientifically sound plan for the study. The qualification of the researchers, including appropriate educations, training, and experience, ensure competent conduct of the study. The Research Ethics Review evaluates the study for ethical and scientific rigor, guided by national governance and established guidelines for Research Ethics Committee. The ethics review process ensures that the risks, benefits, and participants' protection are carefully assessed. Additionally, the responsibilities of various stakeholders, including the research advisor, research institution, investigator or researcher, funding agency or sponsor, and research participants are clearly defined to maintain accountability and uphold the integrity and quality of the research. The research protocols support the ethical practices of the research by serving multiple important functions. It guides those conducting the study, provides a reference for evaluators and reviews, acts as a template for validations, and conserves substantiations for intellectual property claims. It also represents the legacy of the research or proponent. Because of its role, the protocol should be rigorously conceptualized, carefully designed, elegantly formulated, and clearly written to ensure that the research is conducted ethically, transparently, and responsibly. The research protocol must be sufficiently detailed to serve as complete documentation of the study. It should justify the need for the research, demonstrate appropriate of the proposed method for investigating the research problems, and provide evidence of the study's feasibility. The protocol should also clearly define the recruitment process, specifying where, who, and how participants will be selected. Additionally, it should include a dissemination plan outlining how the research results and outcomes will be shared. This level of details ensures that the study is scientifically sound, ethically conducted, and transparent. The research protocol should clearly describe the purpose of the study design, the target populations, the method of data collections, and the plan of analysis. All procedure, whether invasive or non-invasive, must be adequately detailed. The protocol should also address the elements of research ethics within the ethical consideration section, explaining how the safety, rights, and welfare of the participants will be protected throughout the study. This ensures that the research is both scientifically rigorous and ethically responsible. The ethical concerns surrounding the use of human participants in research are partly alleviated by the assurance that the researcher is qualified. This includes possessing moral fortitudes, that is, courage and determinations to act ethically, scientific competence to conduct rigorous research, social awareness, cultural sensitivity to respect participants' values and context, intellectual humility to acknowledge limitations, vigilance in monitoring the study, and preparedness in safety issues to protect participants. Together, these qualities help ensure that the research is conducted responsibly, ethically, and with respect for the human dignity. The researcher must possess training, competence, and resources necessary to conduct the proposed study effectively. They should also be well versed in the relevant literature related to the research topics and objectives. This ensures that the study is conducted scientifically, ethically, and with solid understanding of existing knowledge, enhancing both the quality and credibility of the research. The national government in research ethics review. So this is the compositions from the Philippine Health Research Ethics Boards down to the regional ethics monitoring boards, down to research ethics committee from regional cluster or from the institutions. So these are the special guidelines for our research. Yan, we have 23. And then these are the references if you want to see more on the deeper part of the research ethics. These are the books for ethical guidelines. Okay. So in conclusions, the ethical and scientific integrity of research involving human participants are relies on careful planning, rigorous protocols, qualified researcher, and strict adherence to established ethical principles, protecting the rights, safety, and well-being of participants, ensuring transparency, justice, and social values, and maintaining competence and preparedness throughout the study are essentials. By upholding this standard, researchers not only contribute to credible and meaningful scientific knowledge, but also foster trust and respect between the research community and society. So that is for ethics in health related. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.